Welcome to Living in Austin, Texas channel. My name is Matthew Kemps. I'm the founder of Lone Wolf Realty Group at Omega Realty. And today we're going over 10 facts you may want to consider before moving to Austin, Texas. All right, reason number one. The heat and the bipolar weather here in Austin, Texas. And apologies for my dogs in the background. Got two fur babies. But number one is going to be the heat. Heat gets its average right around 102 as the high. We got crazy high humidity. Shower sweats are not a joke. And when I say that, you will be getting ready and all of a sudden you're like, why am I sweating? That is a thing. Unless you have your AC cranked down to like 65, but you still get the shower sweats. I don't know what it is, but you do. Okay, so during summer, I would avoid going outside unless you're near a body of water. It's just uncomfortable. I do torture myself when I play golf in the summer and I am torched to get a fantastic tan line. Just long story short, the summer's hot. All right, let's talk about bipolar weather. So this is a perfect time to talk about it. February is exactly perfect timing. So example, second week of February, we usually get this random like freezing rain cold storm where it gets into the low 30s, high 20s, and the roads freeze over, the city shuts down, and we don't even know what to do because the city's not built for that. One of the ways we have it once or twice a year. And now I am a few days past that, and it is 85 degrees in February. So welcome to Texas. That's what happens. There's gonna be a day where it's miserably freezing cold. The next day it might be perfect. The joke that my dad has when he visits here is just wait till the next day, it'll probably be perfect. What's going on? Welcome to the Living in Austin, Texas channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about what it's really like living in Austin, Texas. The up, down, left, right, what it's like to eat, sleep, play, breathe, and everything in between. If you're not new here, welcome back. Make sure you all hit that like button. It helps anyone else looking for this information be able to find a little bit more easily. You can also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video on this channel. My name is Matthew Kemps. I'm a real estate agent in Austin, Texas. And look, we get so many people reaching out about their move, calling us to move to Austin, Texas, whether they're texting us, calling us, or sending us an email. And we absolutely love it. And you can do the same thing. Send me that text, go ahead and give me a call, or skip ahead of all of that and schedule your appointment with us using the calendar link in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back. We're moving to Austin, Texas. All right, now let's get into reason number two. Austin, Texas is now a mini California. In March 2020 to January 2022, 92,560 Californians forfeited their driver's license here in Texas. That is 20% of the 468,246 people from all the 49 other states that traded in those driver's licenses. I'm one of them, but it wasn't through the timeline of those dates. I moved here in 2013. But the politics, vibe, everything that you kind of had in California is moving to Austin in the downtown and Domain and Westlake area. It's all becoming very SoCal, NorCal mixture. I don't know how to do it. Mixology of NorCal, SoCal. And it's, personally, in my opinion, not the best thing in the world. The Austin, Texas vibe is kind of moving out. Southern hospitality vibe is moving out. And there's just a lot of different ideas, I guess you say, coming to the Austin area. All right, we got reason 1 and 2 down. Now let's get to 3. Reason number 3, you must own a car if you live in Austin, Texas. With one caveat or example you could avoid. If you live downtown, you don't need a car. If you live anywhere besides downtown, you are going to need a car. Everything in Austin that you drive to, so let's say from Westlake Hills to downtown, 20 minutes. Cedar Park to the Domain, 20 minutes driving. Round Rock to Domain, 20 minutes. Sunset Valley to Domain, 30 minutes. Sunset Valley to downtown, 15 minutes. Lakeway to downtown, 25, 30 minutes. It's a drive to get everywhere in Austin. So when you think of location of where to live and proximity to everything, you just gotta accept the fact that you are gonna be driving in Austin, Texas. So I'm gonna give you an example. I probably am going to be driving more than you because being a real estate agent, I drive everywhere. But last year I put 86,899 miles on my vehicle. I didn't even have a car in California that I drove that many miles in like 3 or 4 years. I put that in 1 year. So keep that in mind. Let's move to the next one. All right, reason number 4 now. We don't have enough sports teams in Austin, Texas. We have technically one of the highest divisions, or quality of division in Austin, and that's Austin FC, and we just got that, what, year and a half, 2 years ago? This is their third, 2 years ago. Do have a AAA baseball team in Round Rock. That feeds into the Texas Rangers Program Association, what you want to call it. Those are actually really fun games, but it's not MLB. We have the D League for the Austin Spurs, who obviously feeds into San Antonio Spurs. We do have the Dell Match Play at Austin Country Club, which is going to be towards the end of March. Super fun event to go to. I would probably say that's my favorite sporting event to go to all year long. We do have MotoGP and F1 at the F1 track on the east side of Austin, but we lack the amount of professional sports teams to go to the event. So if you're used to going to 49ers games, going to Rams games, going to Seahawks games, going to New York Giants games, or going to baseball games and having your hot dog, or taking your kids out, or whatever it might be for that professional sporting scenario, or that playoff scenario where I used to get super excited because I'm a diehard Dodger fan. Like, I miss going to Dodger games more than anything since I've lived in Austin, to the point my wife and I will fly to LA to go to games, or we fly to Atlanta because she's a Braves fan. We just don't have that same camaraderie or the same drive or whatever it might be with a AAA team. It's not the same. And we just miss the professional sports aspect of being able to go to those types of events. All right, reason number 5, allergy, cedar fever. Ever heard of it? If you haven't, prepare yourself. Okay, so long story short, cedar trees release this pollen, and that pollen makes you sneeze, makes you get this like sickness, literally. It's called cedar fever. It's basically pollen released in the air that makes your eyes water, you sneeze constantly, and you kind of feel it in your head where you kind of feel like you have a cold. And it is just miserable. To the point where my wife and I cut out every single cedar tree in our backyard. We only have oak trees now, and we're just trying to eliminate as much as possible. During the springtime in Austin, you're gonna see a yellow coat of pollen just sitting over like the horizon, and just when you look out, it is all pollen from cedar trees, and you will feel it. So either get those allergy shots, take that Flonase, take that Zizol, that Dayquil, whatever works for you for allergy. You're gonna wanna make sure you take it. There's also a weird thing with cedar fever. The first 2 years I was here, didn't even notice it, didn't feel it at all. And once year 2 kind of kicked around, and I got a same feel from a few of my friends that moved here from about 2 years ago, you have it every single year after that, unless you take care of it with an allergenist or medication. All right, reason number 6 now, just finished up allergies. Now let's talk traffic. Austin, Texas is the 14th worst city in the United States when it comes to traffic stuff, but it's not LA, it's not Houston, it's not New York. Like, it's manageable. Like, you can avoid it. So I'm gonna give you some scenario. You're driving you work downtown, you live south. You're gonna be stuck in traffic because you're gonna be taking 35 all the way down south, and then the worst intersection is 7135. But downtown's right here, right? You know, downtown, come down 35. But you're gonna have the people coming from West Austin too. They need to go south. This intersection builds up really bad. Starts at Old Torf and goes south on Old Torf all the way down south till you hit basically William Cannon. Once you hit William Cannon, it should open up. But it is horrible. 35 traffic, if you're working north of downtown, you're gonna start basically north of campus. You're gonna be St. John's and 35, and let's move over to the west side of Austin traffic. 360. You're gonna have traffic there from about 3:30 to 6:30. There was a scenario where I was stuck in Lakeway, so southwest, more west Austin, and I had to go to Liberty Hill. And I was leaving an event at 5 o'clock, and I knew I was in for a bunch of hell in traffic, but gotta do it. So got in the car, mapped it. I was expecting an hour 30, hour 40, 2 hours, 4 minutes. I was on 360 for an hour and 20 minutes. So I took 2244 across town, hit 360, hit 183, and then hit 29 to go to my house in Liberty Hill. I'm not planning that accordingly. Probably won't do that again. But if you want to avoid traffic hours, reach out to us. I'll help you out. We can kind of plan around it and find that house where you need to be, if this is somewhere you want to live. If not, traffic here, not the worst, but it kind of sucks. All right, politics, number 7. We kind of cover this in the mini California section, but let's go a little bit further in depth. Travis County, where you're going to have your Westlake Hills, your Lakeway, your downtown, your northern portion of Austin, and a little bit the east side of Austin. That's Travis County. That went blue in the last election. You go a little bit further north, Williamson County, that went red. You go a little bit further south, you hit Hayes County, that went red. So in that little section, downtown, central Austin area, it's still gonna be blue, liberal area, but you have other areas around that are still conservative. That is coming from, my opinion, the California, Florida, Seattle, Washington, New Jersey effect of everyone coming to Travis County, and our politics are changing here. So if you're trying to leave those areas to get rid of the politics that you're not a fan of, and you lean more to the right side, Austin is turning blue. Just give you a heads up. Let's talk about mosquitoes. They're all over the Austin area, especially when we get that warmer weather. Wherever you see kind of still water moving, you want to avoid those areas. Mosquitoes come after you, they're gonna attack you. You're gonna get mosquito bites unless you put that bug repellent on. And there's no promises, even if you put that bug repellent on, they're still not gonna get you. So I'm gonna give you an example where you're not even expecting to find them. So if you go over to Congress and you watch the bats at kind of sunset and you see the bats come out and it's super cool to watch, well, guess what those bats are chasing? Mosquitoes. They're trying to kill them. And you're just standing there watching them. So mosquitoes are going to be around all bodies of water. So especially in the evening time, early morning, when the water's not moving as fast or you have a still water area, avoid the areas if you don't like mosquitoes. And if you don't like mosquitoes, I don't think anyone likes mosquitoes, but if you can't handle mosquitoes, I would highly consider not moving to Austin because you just got to accept it. So while we're talking mosquitoes, we're talking about all the bad stuff, there is something worse than mosquitoes: property taxes. Number 9, property taxes. So the property taxes in Austin range from 1.6 to 3.1%. The way you calculate your property taxes is you go to your county appraisal district website. So traviscad.org for Travis County or wcad.org for Williamson County. I don't know Hayes off the top of my head, but I think if you type in Hayes CAD on Google, it'll pop up. Same with Bell County. But long story short, you type in your address on there under property search. You look up your home address and to say your tax rate and what your assessed value is for that year. In the state of Texas, your value cannot increase by more than 10% year over year. That was a rule that got put into place last year. So for example, let's use some round numbers. Let's say your value is $500,000. You purchase for $500,000, but your assessed value comes in at $480,000. And your tax rate is, let's say it's 2.5%. You're then gonna take $480,000 times 0.025, and that's what you would pay in taxes, unless you file for an exemption. The most common exemptions you're gonna see are homestead exemptions. Homestead exemptions are for your primary residence. So as soon as you close on your property, you're going to file for a homestead exemption. If you don't know how to do that and you want to know how to do that, comment down below and we can discuss further, or I can make a video for it. So when you have that homestead exemption on the county appraisal district website, you're going to see what's called a homestead cap loss on your property. So let's say that value was you bought it for $500, but it's assessed at $480, but it's your homestead. You're most likely to be paying a value of probably $150,000 to $200,000 less than what you see on that homestead cap loss. It's based on a percentage, but $500,000, that's roughly what it is. So you're gonna pay in the $200,000 to $300,000 range instead of paying at $480,000, and it saves a little bit of money. The other exemption that I've seen a ton, especially when you think of Texas, are ag exemptions. So ag exemptions are very specific, and there's detailed instructions on what you have to do for different types of ag exemptions. So it might be for chicken, for cow, for goats, whatever it might be. And you have to have a certain amount of those animals on your property to qualify for that set ag exemption. You'll also see an ag exemption cap loss on the county appraisal district website as well. If you have further questions on those, same thing, leave me a comment below and go into further detail. So taxes, mosquitoes, all that other stuff. But the biggest thing to me that is the absolute worst is how much I have to pay in gas in Austin, because of how many miles you have to drive in Austin when you're going around the city. I'm going to the gas pump roughly every 2 to 3 days. I drive in a Chevy Tahoe or my Audi S6, depending on the day and where I'm going. The tanks on both of those get me roughly about 350 miles. Last year, when I was doing my taxes, I put 88,988 miles on my last vehicle in 1 year. So keep in mind that you are gonna wanna budget for gas if you have a gas vehicle. If you have an EV vehicle, there are charging stations all around Austin because of Tesla, obviously, the plant's here. There's several options for EV chargers around the city. I would highly recommend, if you wanna avoid that cost, getting an EV vehicle. Only pain in the butt that you'll have is you're gonna be at the charging station more often because the amount of miles you have to drive in Texas. Austin as a whole, let's give you an example, from driving from Lakeway to Round Rock, that's about 35 miles. Round Rock down to Buda, that's about 45 miles. So you have these miles of driving. So that's how you're getting you need to have a high MPG vehicle or an EV, and I would suggest that to avoid the cost of how often you go to the gas tank or gas pump here. All right, so we've covered all 10 reasons on why I would avoid moving to Austin, Texas. If you can't handle these, I would not move here. If you still feel like you can move here and these aren't the end of the world to you and you're like, I still want to move to Austin, I want to talk to Matt about moving this area. Well, do me a favor, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, send me that pigeon carrier, however you want to communicate. I'd love to help you guys relocate to the Austin area, give you understanding of where in Austin would best fit for your needs, close to work, whether it's for kids or schools or it's different activities. We're here to help and look forward to helping you guys soon.